Hi, I'm Stuart. I'm a project engineer with Shaw Distribution UK, and today I'm going to run through the four basic elements that make up an audio system. So those are inputs, processing, amplification, and loudspeakers. For our input sources, we've got acoustical inputs and we have electrical inputs. Acoustical inputs are traditionally voice, instruments, and are typically picked up by microphones to convert that acoustic energy into electrical signals that we can process downstream. Other input sources are things like DVD players, maybe laptops, video codecs, and because these signals are already electrical when they leave those devices, we don't need to convert them. We can just process those immediately. The next element in an audio system is processing. So before we reach the processing, we need a way to boost our microphone signals up to a suitable level. And this is usually accomplished either through an external microphone preamplifier, or most processors nowadays have preamplification built in. The most basic processing that you'll see is a mixer. So all we're doing there is we're taking our input sources, whether they're mono in the case of microphones or stereo, and just mixing those into one or more stereo outputs to feed maybe different zones or feed amplification and loudspeakers within our room. Once we've completed processing, we move into the amplification stage, and what we're doing here is we're taking the lower line level audio that comes out of our mixer or signal processor, and we're boosting it into a level that can drive our loudspeakers. There's two types of amplifiers that we typically come across, and they'll be low impedance or high impedance. High impedance amplifiers are also referred to as 70 or 100 volt or sometimes even constant voltage amplifiers. As a rule of thumb, when choosing an amplifier to drive your loudspeakers, you want to pick an amp that can drive 1.5 to 2 times the continuous power rating of that loudspeaker. That provides you with plenty of headroom for any peaks within the audio. If you don't have any sort of limiting or processing within your signal chain, you'd want to choose an amplifier that can drive or match the continuous power rating of those loudspeakers. That just prevents anybody from or overdriving your system or causing any clipping that would potentially damage or blow the drivers in your loudspeaker units. The final element of our sound system is our loudspeakers, and in a boardroom we typically see either ceiling mounted loudspeakers or surface mounted loudspeakers on the walls. However, recently we've also started seeing pendant loudspeakers that can hang from the ceiling or columns. Loudspeakers can either be passive in that they require external amplification in order to provide suitable level, or they can be active, and with active loudspeakers the actual amplification takes place within the speaker. So all the circuitry is already there, you just need to provide it with a line level signal, and then that will be boosted through the loudspeakers to provide a suitable level within the room. Most of the commercial loudspeakers on the market today have the ability to toggle between 70 and 100 volt operation or low impedance mode, so there's a lot of flexibility there now when designing your systems and choosing amplifiers to power those or drive those loudspeakers as well.